the winner of AM versus LCOP.
And just run it, you know what I mean? Just do what you're comfortable with. That way you can play a deck with your eyes closed. You know, you see at the top of the ladder all the time, you see all these one-trick pony players, you know, up there, you know, that are only really good with one deck, you know, like Jack with his 2/6 hog, and all of these players. And it's something like that, a deck that you have in the back where you're like, I'm gonna bring this out in any situation, and I know I can outplay you in any given deck.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a key thing for Aaron, especially in this matchup. But I mean, if you're Spencer Rydell, you're sitting here, you're saying, bring whatever you have. You know, I'm going to stick to comfort. I'm going to stick to hog, and I'm just going to keep running it at you. And currently, so far, it's working.
Yeah, and one thing you have to be careful about is when you try to plan against these players who are very comfortable with one deck, you don't want to hard counter it too much, because if they start playing all these decks at once and then you just hard counter one deck and then they bring a deck that counters the hard counter, then you're really in trouble.
Yeah, like we said, if he runs Golden Cannon Card, right? If Benzorito runs Golden Cannon Card and there's a Mega Knight from Aaron, I mean, if you're Aaron, you may as well just throw your phone and just be like, all right, well, this isn't going well. And that's why, I mean, and the only reason why this is able to happen now is because it's a 2-0, you know, where Benzorito can run any deck he wants, and in essence, it be the right deck. You know, there is no wrong deck in a 2-0 if you are up 2-0. You know, you can even run something like off the wall, like we saw in the qualifiers.
Yeah. So here we go. The decks are on screen. Aaron bringing out that giant cannon cart, like you were talking about. It Benzer right now, coming in with the Hog Rider.
Hog Rider Valk, but this time it's with the mortar.
Chills down my spine.
Yeah. Woody would be proud. Mortar, Fireball, Zap, Valkyrie, Hog Rider, not too bad, but the giant cannon cart with the Royal Ghost on the other side for Aaron. So it looks like Aaron, you know, played a little bit more safe, you know, put a cannon cart in there, and Royal Ghost coming out. Hog Rider right at the bridge, really aggressively, is gonna get off 3 swings to start off the game, but here comes the giant.
With great Fire Spirits.
Wow, Fire Spirits MVP as the Giant is going to town on this tower. A ton of damage on the right, a ton of damage on the left as Aaron takes a huge lead to start off this game.
Yeah, Mega Minion is able to take down the Valkyrie. Not going to be healthy enough to get a shot on tower, but Aaron keeping up the pressure with the cannon cart on the left-hand side. Zap comes in there, otherwise the cannon cart would have rolled forward and got more chip shots on that tower.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter right now. This Royal Ghost going right for the tower. The only thing he really has is a hog, and he can't even drop it to stop the Royal Ghost. Royal Ghost getting 2 swings, and it's going to take a ton of damage off that left-hand side.
Yeah, Night Witch coming down to counter against this Hog Rider. Hog Rider is only going to get 1 shot, and Aaron destroying that left-hand side tower, bringing it down to 3 and 93 and just a couple spell cycles away. So Aaron doesn't even need to worry about that tower. He just needs to get that little bit of chip damage with the spells throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Benzer Rydell, the only thing he had was a Hog Rider to stop, you know, that Royal Ghost, and you just can't do it. You know, the Hog Rider will go, the Royal Ghost isn't going to get the damage. He almost had to sacrifice that entire left-hand side tower for that, and now everything is in Aaron's hands.
Oh, the Fire Spirits bypass the mortar and go straight for the tower. That is a lot of damage on the right-hand side. Fire Spirits do a decent amount of damage, and that Giant's going to be able to connect for a few shots, and both of Benzer Rydell's towers are looking pretty low.
Yeah, not looking good for Benzer Rydell. Aaron completely in control of game number 3. Kind of one of the, you know, kind of the first time we've seen him in control in this series so far.
Yeah, you can tell he's definitely comfortable with his deck choice in this matchup. Great log placement, able to take down the supporting Stab Goblin and Spear Goblin. Royal Ghost did get a smack on the left-hand side. That left-hand tower is in Fireball range. 201 is the magic number for that.
Oh no, the cannon cart locks onto the tower, bypasses the mortar, the Zap comes out, but the cannon cart still locked onto the tower, and that's going to be a right-hand side. Fireball coming in, Giant going to the left-hand side, and this is not looking good for Benzer Rydell.
No, Benzer Rydell is looking pretty grim here as Aaron takes down the second tower. He's going to let that right-hand tower go. Aaron's left tower is at full health, and with 17 seconds left, it's not looking good.
No, not looking good at all. Looks like Aaron is going to be able to take game number 3. Minion Horde here, trying to get to the tower, but unfortunately just not enough time. Hog Rider, 4 seconds left, just not enough time to take the tower.
Yeah, that was a great deck choice from Aaron, and we were talking about that earlier. You said Giant Cannon Card could be the deck for Aaron to take down this matchup against Benzo Rydell.
Yeah, Giant Cannon Card, one of the strongest decks right now, and especially seeing as how we saw it, no minor, so the only option would have probably been Giant Cannon Card. He had the Night Witch as well, so he had a Night Witch to deal with Hog Riders, he had a Cannon Card to deal with the Hog Rider, and then he had that slippery Royal Ghost. The number one thing about a Royal Ghost is once it kills whatever it needs to kill, especially a Hog Rider on either a right or a left-hand side, and it goes to your the opponent's tower, you have to defend it with a ground troop. Unfortunately for Benzo Rydell, the only options that he had to defend there was a Minion Horde and a Hog Rider, and unfortunately, he didn't have enough elixir for the Minion Horde, and the Minion Horde is never what you want to drop just to defend a Royal Ghost at the bridge, which is what Aaron did. Beautiful, knowing his opponent's cycle, knowing his opponent's deck, slip that right in there, and especially when you're playing Mortar, didn't have the Mortar ready to go to stop that one Royal Ghost. Hog Rider, Minion Horde, got caught off cycle, and that's the one thing. If you play a Mortar deck, you cannot lose a tower early.
No, and you have to assume Aaron was counting Benzo Rydell's elixir in that situation. He knew exactly when to play the Royal Ghost for that, and the Royal Ghost just went right to the tower, did its work, and Aaron was on his way to victory.
Yeah, beautifully played right there for game number 3 for Aaron, and now game number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, now game number 4 comes out. Still hasn't switched up from Hog.
No.
Benzo Rydell is sticking to Hog Rider, at all costs here. And that deck, I think, it wasn't bad. That Mortar Hog Rider deck, I don't think was bad. I don't think he even had too bad of a matchup. I think the Fire Spirits really, really, really hurt him in the beginning there.
Yep.
I think that is the only reason why he lost the way that he lost. Because when you're looking at home and you see that just happen, and you're just a casual player just watching that happen, you're like, whoa, Aaron just dominated. It's kind of one of those situations where if you're Benzo Rydell, you'd be like, oh, he had fire. It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, you gotta be. It was a perfect card in the perfect situation, and that's what caused that snowball effect to happen in that game.
Yeah, typically in that Giant Cannon Card deck, you would see Miner in place of the Fire Spirits, but we've also seen Fire Spirits kind of come in the Mega Minion slot as well, even with the Miner, because you have the Bat spawning in from the Night Witch. You still have Night Witch, Cannon Card, Royal Ghost, great distracting units. With Lava Loon and Lava Hound not really dominant in this meta, and especially with Miner ban, there's no Lava Hound Miner, Cannon Card, Flying Machine kind of decks. So you're not really going to see Lava Hound, so you can kind of sacrifice that little bit of extra air damage to put in the Fire Spirits and have that aerial splash that the Fire Spirits provide, because you're not going to run into an air tank like Lava Hound or Blue.
Yeah, no, and as we spoke about earlier, the counters to the Royal Hogs, Mega Knight, Valkyrie, Fireball, Bomb Tower, Fire Spirit. You need one of them. He didn't have the Valkyrie. He didn't have the Mega Knight. He had a Night Witch. Instead of a Witch, what did he put in? He put in the Fire Spirits. They didn't work because there was no Royal Hogs, but guess what? It did work because there was a Minion Horde. Oh, that Minion Horde got obliterated, and beautifully played by Aaron there. I mean, that's just a great deck choice, especially with throwing in the Fire Spirits. And as we talked about earlier in the day, is we said that there's a lot of flex options now in the meta, and that's a flex pick right there with the Fire Spirits, and that just allowed him to win that game.
Yeah, with Miner being banned, you have that spot to work with in that deck, and you have to think what is going to work best in the situation that I'm in. If he's playing Hog Rider, if he could bring out the Royal Hogs in this situation, what's going to be the best fit to go in with this deck? And Fire Spirits was the right option. If he did bring out the Royal Hogs, it was even a better option for that Minion Horde.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful part about, especially what Clash Royale is in the metagame right now. I think it's very, very healthy. It's very diverse, and I think the option of being able to flex cards, freely, like you said, Mega Minion, scrap it, put in Fire Spirits, could be the difference. One little change, or take out an Electro Wizard, put in Fire Spirits, or whatever you want to do. There's flexibility, especially now that the aerial threat isn't as prevalent with the Lava Hound and the Blue.
Yeah, Balloon definitely taking a hit in the recent patch with Fireball knocking that back, so don't see it too often. We still see it a little bit here and there. It's got like a, I would say 35% usage rate-ish.
Below 35. Well, that's
Ish.
Ryan's gonna be like, oh, I got this. I got stats. I mean, it was like a 10%. No, but yeah, no, it's definitely a lot less than it used to be. I mean, you had minor balloon decks flying all over the place. You had lava balloon decks. I mean, it was at least in 35, 40%. Previously.
Oh, yeah.
But now with the Fireball just smacking it away, you can't afford to run a minor balloon deck because it's just not going to work. But let's take a look right now at the decks. Benzoride now running once again a Hog Rider. Valkyrie Hog Flying Machine going back to the Flying Machine.
Played this deck in game at number 2, and it worked very well for him. He played that extremely well. Aaron going back to a Golem deck, but playing it a little bit differently this time. He has the Prince in there.
Yeah, this time he said, you want to know what? I'm going to put the Prince in here, so if you're going to get a Hog Rider coming at me, I'm going to have a Prince to shut it down. Then you have to deal with the Prince on the back end, on the counter attack, because Prince isn't going to take any damage from the Hog Rider, and it's going to be a very big problem over and over again, as we're going to see a lot of Prince counter pushes coming out from Aaron, and it's going to allow him to wait until double elixir time to get out that big heavy golem.
Yeah, and you can afford to drop a Prince in the opposite lane, because if you're pushing golem on one side and you have the Prince to defend a hog in the opposite lane, Aaron still has that Baby Dragon, the Night Witch, the Mega Minion to go support that golem in the opposite lane, and then the Prince is just devastating with the charge ability.
Yeah, and here comes the Hog Rider in there. We see the Prince coming out, taking down the Hog Rider, and now Prince charge coming out.
Is the Prince going to get in front of the Mega Minion? No, it's not. Log knocks it back.
Ice Spirit as well, but that's 3 elixir, 6 elixir having to be used here for a Prince, and the Prince still gets a shot on the tower.
Yeah, that recent nerf to the Prince, 2.5 tile charge to 3.5 tile charge, is a very big nerf, but the Prince is still very effective.
Yeah, Fireball having to be used on the pump here, and let's just see if Aaron wants to go with the Golem push here.
Yeah, with the minute 48, you have to think Aaron's, there it is, he's dropping the Golem, but here comes a Hog on the right-hand side. Aaron does have the Night Witch in cycle right now, but he's going to use the Mega Minion instead.
Mega Minion coming out here to shut down that Hog Rider. Minute and 30 seconds left, Night Witch and Golem. There is no Fireball in Benzoridel's deck. This Fireball is going to be going right for the Flying Machine.
Yeah, Baby Dragon coming out on the left-hand side to support this Golem. Night Witch does not survive. The Valkyrie took that down just in time. Mega Minion comes in here to protect this Flying Machine. Let the Flying Machine finish off the Golem, and before the Baby Dragon can get there.
Just a little bit of damage here on the left-hand side. The only problem with Aaron has right now is if he drops a Golem in the back here, there is going to be a Hog Rider on the right-hand side, and he's just going to give up that tower.
Yeah, he's going to let the tower go. He's trying to build up a push on the left-hand side. It takes 45 seconds for a successful Golem push to get off, fully take down the tower, so Aaron does have the time to do it, but can he pull it off?
Well, the Prince coming out on the left-hand side. The charge is going to ramp it up. Mega Mini coming down as well. Baby Dragon. Fireball getting a lot of value here. Flying Machine going to be trying to take down everything. Fireball coming in from Aaron to clear it out, but
the Fireball missed the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie just walked out of range of the Fireball. Fireball did hit the Flying Machine, and this is going to be it for Aaron unless he can get a miracle push in 15 seconds.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like he's going to be able to get this push going here. Prince get in front of the Golem. Mega Minion just not going to be enough here. There's 7 seconds left. Tombstone will easily be able to track this Golem if needed, but that is going to be the game, and Benzoride from Indonesia is going to be our first winner's bracket finalist.
Wow, what a great series from these players. Benzoride just played that so well the entire time. He did end up losing that game 3. Aaron did have the matchup there, but he still didn't play that well. Benzoride is just on point with Hog Rider right now.
Absolutely. I mean, just over and over again, putting pressure on Aaron. And the one thing is, if you play a Golem deck versus somebody who's playing a Hog Rider always is going to be that problem on the other side of the arena, and it's just going to be a nuisance. Benza Rydell had an Ice Spear, had a Tombstone, had the answers for the Prince when it had the counterattack. And unfortunately for Aaron, he had to kind of give up that right-hand side tower. Night Witch, Mega Minion, and Prince aren't going to stop Hog Rider without it getting at least one shot on the tower.
Yeah.
So it's going to continually get a shot here, a shot there. And that one play where I said, is Aaron going to put a golem in the back here, which was risky? He did. Only had a Mega Minion to defend the Hog. Hog got off a ton of shots, and that cost him the game.
Yeah, so right there on the highlight, this is the game at number 2, the Fireball value right there, taking down that Magic Archer, taking down the Tombstone, allowing the Hog to get to the tower. You can see the frustration in Aaron's face in game with that angry king face, and then Aaron just dominated game at number 3, but Benza Rydell was able to take it back in game 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see Hog Rider just going to town on this right-hand side tower. Took out the tower, and you had to do a sacrifice there. If you're Aaron, you had to just goodbye to that tower. I'm going to focus on the left-hand side. But the problem is, Benza Rydell had a Tombstone, had an Ice Spear, had a quick cycle to cycle Tombstones. I mean, he was ready on the defense, and unfortunately for Aaron, just was not able to break through, was not able to get the damage that he needed to, and Benza Rydell was able to take the victory.
I mean, you got to think, Benza Rydell's quickest cycle in that was 10, I believe. You have Tombstone, 3 elixir. You have Ice Spear, 1 elixir. That's 4. You have Log, that's 6. And then you have Mega Minion, that's 9. 9 elixir cycle. And those are all valuable cards to defend against a Golem push. Tombstone in the middle, Ice Spear to slow it up, Log to knock it back a little bit, buy a little bit more time on that Tombstone, keep it healthy. And then you have the Mega Minion taking care of the units behind the Golem. And one of the things Benza Rydell also did really well was he played the Tombstone in the middle to pull the Golem, and then he plays a Flying Machine on the far left-hand side right next to the tower. No Fireball value for Aaron that entire last game.
No, and you can't Fireball a Tombstone or a Flying Machine. You have to deal with the Golem getting pulled all the way to the center of the map, or the Flying Machine doing a ton of damage. You can't leave a Flying Machine unattained, so you have to Fireball the Flying Machine. The problem is, then you have to wait till the Golem gets to the center, hits the Tombstone, then the Log clears out all the skeletons, but then you still have a ton of supporting troops, like you said. Cost Ice Spirit, Mega Minion, just a ton of cycle in there. 9 elixir to cycle, quick deck, and that's kind of the situation where you see a lot of the 2-6. The biggest thing back in the day was 2-6 absolutely destroyed every Golem deck because of the cycle. Golems were not able to keep up with it.
Yeah, the quickest cycle in a 2.6 deck is 7. 7. Skeletons, Ice Spirit, Log Cannon.
Too fast.
Too fast. Yeah. But no, Aaron played that phenomenally. So he will move on to play the winner of AM from Laos and LCOP from People's Republic of China. And we hear the crowd going crazy behind us for this next matchup.
Yeah, wow. It's going to be an absolute amazing matchup right now. It's going to be Lao versus LCOP from the People's Republic of China. AM from Lao. And this matchup right here, okay, 2 people who have lost round in the winner's bracket. So now they're in the loser's bracket, the lower bracket. If you lose now, unfortunately, you're going to be eliminated. So this is a huge match for both of these players, and it's a very, very highly anticipated match. I know because both of these players, expected to do pretty well in this tournament, and, here's the thing, though. 8 teams, 8 countries, the best 8 players are here. Everybody is, has a chance to win, so it's not like anybody is, let's just say, a huge favorite coming into this.
Yeah, I think for this matchup here, AM did end up losing to Aaron in the first round, and then LCOP lost to Benza Rydell, who we just saw have a phenomenal showing in the semifinals of the upper bracket. So I'm excited to see this next matchup. This is going to be such a great matchup.
Yeah, and it's going to be a matchup to where, are we going to see Royal Hogs? We have not seen many of them yet.
No.
We see only one deck, and it lost.
Yeah.
So I expect to either see it banned or played, as far as that's concerned. So I'm actually, excited to see, how it shapes out and how it pans out.
Yeah. So let's go down to the main stage for an interview.
to our after-match interviews. I am Isaac Peña Muley. We just saw a great match here again between Indonesia and Hong Kong, China. With my friend right over here taking the win and moving forward in this competition. Congratulations. 2 questions for you. First question, very simple. For you, what can you talk to us about this match? What was your feeling every time that something's happening in here? What is going on through your mind? Talk to us about the feeling about this match.
Pertandingan tadi itu adalah pemenangan yang sangat penting bagi Mas untuk masuk ke babak final. Dan sekarang, apa perasaan Mas sesudah memenangkan game itu?
Pertama-tama, saya sangat mengucap syukur kepada Tuhan Yesus karena atas tuntunan dan penyertaannya, saya bisa lanjut ke final dan bisa memenangkan ini.
对我来说，因为有这么多的支持者和参与者，所以我能够努力的进入到这次的最终，能够获得这场的胜利。
It is because we have so many fans in here giving us the support that we need that we at the end can just take a good victory for everyone, and I am very happy to make it into the next round. Second question, for you as an Indonesian person to see so many top athletes here in Jakarta in the Asian Games, what is the feeling as an Indonesian person right over here? What can you talk to us about this?
Anda melihat sekarang ada banyak atlet yang sangat hebat dalam Asian Games itu. Apa yang hendak Anda katakan kepada mereka?
Banyak atlet Indonesia yang sangat hebat. Karena itu saya mengucapkan selamat kepada mereka yang terus berprestasi dan mencari ilmu di bidang olahraga.
他说：“我看到了这么多选手，我想对他们首先表示自己的祝福，然后我也希望他们也能够努力的参加竞赛，获得自己的最好的成绩。”
I want to wish the best to all of the competitors in these Asian Games. Thank you very much for being here, and we really hope that you're going to have the best result that you want and the best result that you can achieve. Thank you very much for your nice words towards all the athletes in here. It totally represents the spirit of these Asian Games. I am Isaac Peña, and we'll be back with you after the advertisement.
Terima kasih atas jawaban Mas.
Terima kasih.
That is your first winners bracket finalist from Indonesia, Royale.
What great words from him, wishing the best for his competitors in this event. And that's exactly what this is about, is being the best that you can be, and even making it to this point to represent your country at the Asian Games is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, everybody here competing for their country, but not only competing for their country, but competing to show esports on a huge scale for the first time.
Yeah, this is the first time esports is being shown at an event like this, and this is absolutely insane to be a part of it and have Clash Royale be one of the games featured here.
Absolutely, in this demonstration event in Jakarta, Palembang. Unbelievable that esports is getting recognized, as, alongside traditional sports.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, is that this could become a traditional sport in the very near future.
Yes, and this is the first step of hopefully many to come that really puts esports on, an equal level footing. Everything takes time, and this is the first step for esports. But beautiful words from our Indonesian player here in this home country. I'm excited to see how he finishes this out. Is he going to be able to bring, the gold for Indonesia, at home? That's always, one of the biggest things is when you're in your home country, can you actually win it for them?
That would be absolutely incredible to do. So, best of luck to him, best of luck to everybody else as well.
Absolutely, all of these competitors here are fighting for that top spot. Nobody has been eliminated yet. We're still seeing the losers bracket next for us with Laos AM and the People's Republic of China's LCOP. And as we see, LCOP right here, 6 is his ranking in the world. His favorite cards, Golem, Giant, and Bats.
He loves that beatdown style. He has been all over the place recently for Nova Esports, so representing his country, People's Republic of China, here today, and the crowd is going crazy for him as he's getting ready to take the stage.
Yeah, interesting that he had Golem and Giant as his favorite cards. He's a very, very controlled player, and with that being said, he's been featured on a lot of channels, running, P.E.K.K.A. and, hard counters to those decks.
Yeah.
So, very interesting to see him come out here, and especially in the loser's bracket now, fighting to stay alive for China.
Yeah, so his opponent, once again, is AM from Laos. So he has been running, his favorite cards are going to be the Baby Dragon, the Cannon, and the Giant.
The 45,000 gold rank. Excited to see how he performs here, especially in the lower bracket, from Lao, versus, a very, very renowned player, Elsiop, especially, with all of his achievements and everything like that, they're going to have to be clashing it out in the lower bracket. I wouldn't say anybody's really a favorite in this tournament, but one of the highly anticipated players coming in here was China's Elsiop. So let's see if AM from Lao can, take this victory home and move on in the loser's bracket.
Yeah, so the loser of this match will be eliminated from the competition, so a lot is riding on this best of 5 right now. So I almost expect these players to be playing their comfort decks for the first game. I don't think there's going to be any experimentation trying to counter your opponent. I think it's just going to be, what am I most comfortable with, and how can I bring home the victory?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of Elsiop's favorite decks is his P.E.K.K.A. control deck. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be seeing that in game number 1. I think we're going to be seeing a Royal Hog counter deck. That P.E.K.K.A. control deck does not do very well at all versus Royal Hogs. But the interesting thing is to see what are the bans. And it looks like Royal Hogs and Balloon are gone.
So no balloon. Interesting that Elsiop decides to ban the balloon.
I think he kind of just threw away his ban, or just wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be a balloon flying in the sky, so he can run a poison or something like that if Royal Hogs were banned. I think this opens up a ton of cards for him. I think right now, if you're Elsiop, you're running your P.E.K.K.A. control deck game number 1, and you're looking at AM and you're saying, beat me. And let's see what AM brings out in this first game.
Yeah.
And that's the most exciting thing. Is he going to run, a Giant? Is he going to run, maybe cannon card variation? The Miner. We can see Miner now.
Yep.
Maybe he runs Lava Hound Miner. It opens up a lot of options now that the Miner, is not banned. It is one of the most prevalent cards in the game and has been since pretty much its release.
Yeah, it's one of the most unique cards that we've seen introduced into the game before Royal Recruits, which we probably won't see very much of today, if any.
No, we will definitely, I shouldn't say definitely, but we should not see any Royal Recruits today until they get, fixed and rebalanced as far as that's concerned. But both players right now, just looking it over, trying to figure out exactly, what deck they're going to be running. They know the balloon ban, they know the Royal Hogs are banned. They're just trying to get into this game and trying to figure out exactly what to run, especially in a game number 1 is one of the most important games. Never want to get off to a slow start, especially in a best of 5 series.
Yep.
And not only that, is you're in the loser's bracket now. So your back is against the wall already, but it's for both players.
Yep.
Now, if you go down 1, then your back is going to be against the wall and you're looking out the window.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get in that
Almost
position.
to the door, yeah.
Oh, almost. But, that's why I think this game right here is going to be the most important, game of this best of 5, and it's going to really set the tone for the entire best of 5, just as we saw in the last last series, with Benzo Rydell getting that first victory with Hog Rider that set the tone for him, that allowed him to play Hog Rider again. Once you get a quick win, you're able to play your comfort pick again. Let's see what happens in this first best of 5.
Yeah, so you mentioned LTL might be running that P.E.K.K.A control, and I would argue that if you're playing P.E.K.K.A control, the last thing you want to see is La Balloon, which could be what led to the balloon.
It could be. I mean, the only two, I would guess you'd say, hard counters to that P.E.K.K.A control deck that LCA plays is a balloon or, well, let's just throw it away because the P.E.K.K.A control deck is going to be coming out from AM, and LCA going to be running a bridge spam Bavarian deck here with Magic Archer.
Yeah, Magic Archer has seen a pretty decent spike in usage rate in this bridge spam archetype deck, and AM running that P.E.K.K.A bridge spam variant as well.
Yeah, the P.E.K.K.A is going to be pretty big counter to LCA. I'm going to see how he's going to be able to get that battle ram to the tower and the Lumberjack. I mean, the P.E.K.K.A just being dropped there takes out all the Barbarians, takes out the Lumberjack, no problem. Barbarians and Lumberjack really don't do too much to a big P.E.K.K.A.
No, and there it is. Coming down in the back, LCA going to start pressuring the opposite lane.
Yeah, let's see what LCF's going to do. Is he going to bridge down this left-hand side? Here it is. Lumberjack coming on the left-hand lane. Battle Ram in front with a Royal Ghost. Good pull right there, but the Battle Ram going to connect to the tower and start doing a little bit of work.
Battle Ram connects on the bottom right-hand side as well for AM. Royal Ghost cleans up the Barbarians on the top. Barbarians getting a little bit more damage on that bottom right-hand side. Both towers about even.
Yeah, as the Inferno Dragon is kind of following this P.E.K.K.A to the other side of the map here, but Zappies come down for AM and they'll be able to shut this down. Royal Ghost coming on the left-hand side for LCF to shut down the Royal Ghost from AM. Fireball coming in the left-hand lane. Oh, just misses one Zappy.
Oh, so AM is running Zappies and Electro Wizard, so this Inferno Dragon might not see any action on the offensive side of the arena.
No, and that's the crazy thing. I mean, the thing is he has the P.E.K.K.A, so I guess he did not want the Inferno Dragon to be a factor at all in this matchup. But the only thing is, does he have a Zapier, or is he running like a Fireball Log variant? The Inferno Dragon still might do pretty good, behind the tower without the Electro Wizard or the Zappies being able to target it.
Ooh, a little bit of a miscalculation right there. The poison takes 6 seconds to kill a Magic Archer. It was only ticked for 5 seconds from so AM had to use a zap to finish off that Magic Archer.
Here comes a Fireball down on the right-hand lane. That's going to take care of all the Zappies. The logos going on the right. The P.E.K.K.A is going to easily clear that out, but here comes the huge push on the left-hand side. The Lumberjack Battle Ram. Magic Archer coming out as well, clicking the tower once. That long range getting a ton of damage here, and that tower is going to absolutely melt. Beautiful play right there from LCA, but here comes a Battle Ram on the right-hand lane. It is going to connect, doing a ton of damage on the right-hand side. Zap to retarget. Royal Ghost clearing it out. 28 seconds left.
Yep, Poison Zap is going to be enough to finish off the tower on the right-hand side. P.E.K.K.A is not going to be able to connect on the left, but the Inferno Dragon storming down the right-hand lane. Zappies do come into range of that. There's the Poison down, and AM will just need to zap, and this match will be going into overtime.
Yeah, with 12 seconds left, here comes the push on the left-hand side. Flying Machine still alive here. Oh, the Fireball misses the Flying Machine. Huge mistake. Battle Ram coming down just in time as the Flying Machine gets targeted onto the Ice Golem, though. It's a lot of damage right there.
Yeah, that Battle Ram came down on defense from LCA to keep his Royal Ghost alive, so now the Royal Ghost is going to be a little bit of an offensive threat, but it looks like it'll be cleared out by the Zappies as soon as it connects.
Yeah, Lumberjack coming on defense to just clear out this Royal Ghost Fireball. Not going to miss this time, as that Flying Machine is going to get erased as it plays. Magic Archer on the right-hand lane, but there's going to be a huge push on the left-hand side.
Yeah, Zap comes down to stop that Battle Ram in the tracks. Battle Ram taking the Zappies Electro Wizard, 2 Magic Archers. The other one just got obliterated by those Zappies. Flying Machine's going to retarget to the Magic Archer, and this is going to be a lot of pressure on the left-hand side.
Yeah, Lumberjack coming out here just trying to clear out the Zappies. Royal goes going from the left to the right, to the right, to the left, as it's getting kind of all around. But once again, another battle ram connects as AM is just connecting with almost every battle ram.
Yeah, that was a great zap from LCF. Ooh, Fireball only connects to one of the Zappies. Fireballs have been a little bit rocky here.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge push from AM. Pekka's still alive with a lot of life. Zappy getting one shot onto the tower. The flying machine is just flying around there, and it is going to connect onto the tower, doing a ton of damage right there. Barbarians are going to get taken out, but
the poison is going to do it. That flying machine got the last hit in. What a clutch flying machine from AM, and he is going to take game number 1.
And I think that just LCF had way too many misplays in the game, too many missed fireballs. You know, I mean, he missed Zappies, he missed a flying machine, and unfortunately at this level, mistakes like that are going to cost you, especially when you throw out your one big spell, your one big board clear, I guess you could say, you know.